when you did the Reaction album, did you feel like pressure to follow up? Because, of all the... I'm sure everybody was saying maybe she's a one-hit wonder, or the fact that Michael was involved, and it was all because of him. So how did you deal with that? And
that's the hardest part about the business, and in that I've always wanted people to basically respect me or look at me as an artist for what I do and what instead of comparing me to others in the family. And yet it's inevitable, they're going to always do it, because when I went to Europe, and this was about 4 years ago, that's all they did was compare me to other persons in my family, my sister and my brother, and it's always happened. It's just the way things are. I mean, it's so funny, the things that they say. Are you trying to dance like Janet? And I mean, we dance very different.
Yeah,
but
you
then
definitely
we made
have a different style.
Yeah, but we might dance a little bit alike too. I mean, I don't right now. I'm not working with choreographers. I'm just freestyling mostly. But
I like that. It works really well. I really dig the vibe of that. It seems really natural.
I don't dance as much as I used to. A couple years ago when I was here at the Venetian, I did a whole lot of dancing, but I cut down on it.
But I like the fact that it's not strictly choreographed. That it's very improvisational. I think that always works well, because you get a real sense of where the artist is coming from. And you worked with a lot of notable people, especially like on the Reaction album. You worked with Isaac Hayes and Robin Zander, and so I mean, were there any particularly memorable experiences? I mean, just in general from your recording, of working with people that you learned something, especially from someone in particular, whether it be Isaac Hayes or or what special
I've worked
things
with,
did you...
Well, there's a gentleman that I've worked with quite a bit, David Conley.
From Surface.
And I enjoy working with David. I've learned a whole lot from working with him. And I really appreciate working with him, because David is handicapped. He's blind. Officially blind.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
He's been, always?
He's always been, had a very hard seeing.
Okay.
And I guess in the last... I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years, he cannot see hardly at all.
Wow, I didn't know
He is
that.
one talented person.
Yeah, he's great.
And just watching how he works, and I think pretty much I like his style of writing and the direction that he works in, for me at least.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot from him. And
they put a lot of those tracks on the Rebbie Jackson collection. And that was really nice.
Yeah, now that was interesting to me, because one time when I was in Europe, I had a disc jockey to show me this album of me, and I'm going, what is this? And he goes, you didn't know this exists? I said, no, this is my first time seeing it.
I know, I was so thrilled when it came out. It was awesome.
So, you learn a whole lot working with different people, though.
I don't know if you got to work with her much firsthand, but she did the background arrangements on Are You Tough Enough, Gwen Guthrie, who passed away a few years ago.
I didn't know she passed.
I didn't know she passed either.
She had cancer, She was just 49, but she's I just think she's amazing.
Cancer was it?
I think it was ovarian or something similar to that, or uterine or something like that.
Probably.
I think so, yeah. But, because I was just thinking, because she's just one that I admire a lot.
Yeah.
Now, I know, you did the Are You Tough Enough album, and then you left Columbia. So what happened there? What made you decide to?
Well, I was discouraged with the way my material was moving, and I thought that I wasn't getting full support or enough of support from the record label, and I got discouraged. And so as a result, I thought that the grass would be greener on the other side. So I went. It was at that time that I think I started recording with Motown Records.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, and I worked with Gerald Busby. In fact, what had happened is that I can't remember what affair I performed for in the South. It's one of these functions that the record labels have. And there were a lot of people from the executives from different record labels there. And Gerald got to see me perform, and he really liked and was impressed with my work. And so when I started shopping, Motown was definitely one of the companies that I had in mind, and right away he was very much interested. I went to Motown Records, worked exclusively with Gerald Busby. He was
producing the music, actually?
Yeah, he was handling everything.
The A&R. And
he directly handled me, and then all of a sudden it just went sour.
Wow.
Out of
Just
nowhere.
like that.
Yeah, and so I I didn't know what had happened.
You just got like a call one day saying, or you didn't even get a call.
No, I didn't even get a call. It's just that he didn't really do much of anything. And then at that time, I mean, it wasn't just me. Johnny Gill, I can name a lot of artists that it's just, I don't know what was going on. They just got, it's like we got lost in the shuffle. And so,
do you think the fact that especially I wonder with the Yours Faithfully album, the fact that you're older, that had an effect on, because it seemed like, I don't know, that the promotion wasn't as much as it would have been.
The promotion on Yours Faithfully was way more than any of the albums I've ever done. Personal promotion.
Okay, well that's interesting.
I
know the TV appearances you did some.
When I went, let me tell you what I did. When I did Yours Faithfully, I went to London, I went to Holland, I went to France. I did extreme promotional work. I did a lot of television performances with dancers over there.
Yeah.
I did so much stuff, and I have to tell you, when I got there, the fans were incredible. They saw me perform on Soul Train, and they started calling Sony about me right away.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting. And all I could say is they've only released one record off my album.
Well, that's the thing I was wondering about, because they didn't even release Fly Away. I thought that they would have released that as a single.
Thank you. There's a reason why all of that is happening. That's all I can say.
Okay.
There is a reason.
Okay.
I do know this, though, that I have such... And it's not just me, my family. We have such a strong following in Europe, which I didn't know. And the first time I saw it, I started crying, because when I got to Holland the first time, there's so many fans there, fan clubs. They had all my albums, showing them to me while I'm on stage performing the last time I was there. Mm-hmm. And just gobs of fans, magazines with me all through them.
Yeah.
And there was one, because for a period of time, as you know, before Yours Faithfully, I hadn't done anything.
Just the Forever Young.
Yes.
Soundtrack.
And I saw magazines when I got over, Rebbie, where are you? Rebbie, where are you? I'm going, wow, I didn't even know. I would have brought some of this stuff had I, thought about it.
So you really enjoy the audiences over there, huh?
Oh, God, they're so dedicated.
Yeah.
Japan, the fans there, incredible.
Do you have a favorite place, say, in Europe to perform, or is it just anywhere in Europe?
You know what? The only reason why I'm still singing and performing is because I love it.
Yeah.
I enjoy performing. I really do. You probably could tell.
Yeah, I definitely noticed.
I really like performing because as far as I've done, I'm very grateful to my brother for Centipede, because without that I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing now. But it could have been a lot better than it has been. And I'm very excited about some things in the future, because I'm going to be recording again.
So you're not working with Sony at this point, no, right? Okay, so you're doing it on your own, and seeing what you come up with.
Yeah.
There was one thing I was wondering about off the Reaction album, Ticket to Love, because I noticed when you performed that on a couple of the shows, it was a different mix than on the album. But they never released that as a single, did they?
No, they didn't.
Okay, because there was a dialogue you did talking at the beginning, where you're like, "That's right, I'm the ticket," and it's not on the album.
Oh, yeah.
And I was wondering what happened.
I forgot all about that song.
That's one of my favorites. That's why I asked. I was wondering, like, if it was planned to be released and then they didn't at the last minute or something.
Let me tell you something. Recently at Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary, when we were all, the whole family was there, even the grandchildren. Some of them had never seen their fathers perform. They were like in awe. But anyway, I was so amazed that a great majority of the people that were in the audience was composed of fans from Europe, fans from New Zealand, fans from all over the world. And what was so amazing to me, because you mentioned Ticket to Love, it made me think about some other songs on my Yours Faithfully album. They would be at the hotel holding up my old albums and songs that they remembered they wanted me, and I didn't even know